The Bridge. It's a radio station in Stourbridge. It's a community radio station, and we're going to be on Paul's show. Dr. Paul, who is going to be looking after us this afternoon, and this afternoon we're going to be talking to Mr. Vic Banford, who is of course the legendary, renowned glassmaker from the Red Cone in Stourbridge, and he is going to be telling us exactly what went into making Joe Satriani's famous 2008 Directors Award. So we're looking forward to going into the studio, which is over there. And also with us this afternoon is Ian the Mule, who is the man responsible for all the sound that you hear on Guitarist TV, and a really incredible engineer, and we are very privileged to have him with us. So until further ado, I will see you shortly. Thank you all.
Indeed, Savage Garden and Affirmation here on 102.5 The Bridge. 20 minutes to 4 o'clock. Stourbridge Matters has ceased to be medical. It's now going to be talking about glass and guitarists. There's a nice bit of alliteration for you, and we'll be doing that after these messages.
If you're listening to this, then so are your potential
medical way.
I've
got an idea.
That is indeed us, and I say it was a complete change from what we were talking about. I've got 3 people in the studio with me. Thank you, Ian, for doing that. Ian Humphries is back. He just. I hope that was his top. He's just put on his head. That was all right. That's okay. Mike Diego, who was in about 3 weeks ago, he'd been doing some guitar playing and some recording in the church. And very delighted to welcome the first time in the studio, Vic Bamford. Hello, Vic.
Good afternoon, Paul.
Vic is a glass designer and glassblower who works out of the Red House Cone, and the reason that he's here, the connection between all 3, is that you designed an award which Mike and Ian presented to the guitarist Joe Satriani at Symphony Hall in Birmingham quite recently. Do you just want to tell us a little bit about how that came about?
Yeah, which transpired. Well, last year, around about the same time, Mike approached me after having seen some of my work in an exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
He approached me to do an award for Joe for the Guitarist TV site. I did this, and we presented the award to Joe.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. He was very appreciative of it. Shook my hand numerous times. I was very privileged to, to feel the hands of such a talented man himself.
Indeed.
And then Mike approached me again this year, a couple of weeks ago, and asked me if I would do a follow-up award for the Hall of Fame for Guitarist TV. And it was the Directors Award 2008.
Wow. So
he presented me with the artwork of Joe's latest album.
Right.
Satrifunculus.
Yes.
Just think about that, right?
Actually holding in my hands as we speak. Yeah. And that was what the basis of your design started.
Yeah. So I took the artwork from the album and used that as the idea for the. Eventually, I made a disc. I thought it was quite appropriate for the old record.
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic.
And then we presented it to Joe on Monday night at the Birmingham Symphony Hall. And
I'm sure he was absolutely delighted, because it's just one thing to win an award, but to have a specially crafted award, I think was something really special. And to have the artist do it as well, it was fantastic.
Yeah, well, it was like from one artist to another one, and he was, and he's a very humble man. He's a lovely man.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking at an itinerary to get on. It's just fantastic, and it was a wonderful night. He was very appreciative, and his manager Mick was. And then after that, we were fortunate enough to be stood by the side of the stage and to get a side view of the band playing for the whole gig, and it was incredible.
Well, I think this is an appropriate point, because we've talked about an outstanding and highly talented guitarist, but the best way to appreciate the work of somebody like that is to listen to it, and we're going to listen to Joe Satriani and I Just Want to Rock. Joe Satriani and I Just Want to Rock. You probably got the idea from just that track, but the guys were saying to me whilst we were listening to it that he's purely an instrumentalist. That's correct, isn't he? He doesn't sing at all.
No, he sings. Some of the tracks are his earlier tracks. He's sung a couple of the tracks, but right now, all his work is purely instrumental. I mean, that track is the only one which generally creates some nice crowd interaction,
Yeah.
you know, during a live performance.
Yeah. That's just fantastic.
Okay. Hungry?